Hey, it's a mascot with added cat on the lap, so if you hear cat noises, it's the cat, not me, I swear. Just gonna give my thoughts on the Easter event update that came out earlier today. I finished it a couple hours ago, replayed it on an alternate account, really enjoyed it. So, basically, the Easter event this year was another great, classic feeling event, just like the Christmas one, the Pinch Who Stole Christmas. This one involves Sliske turning the Imperium Citadel into a chocolate-making machine, doing some weird stuff, taunting the player, and serving generally as a Willy Wonka reference across the board. Very witty, very fun, and some really excellent puzzle design. The dialogue was pretty solid, too. The Easter Bunny was utilized in a way that didn't feel annoying, but still felt fresh somehow, even though we've been using him for years. I was really impressed with that. Like I said, the puzzles, very, very interesting. The first one was pretty simple, just pulling a lever and knocking somebody off a ledge. And the second one was just a slider puzzle, which apparently has enraged more of the community than I would have expected, since I didn't think slider puzzles were all that difficult. But I personally do a lot of treasure trails, which may have something to do with that. But beyond those first two puzzles, when you walk into puzzle 3 and your camera flips upside down, oh my god, it was the trippiest moment I've ever had in RuneScape. Absolutely brilliant puzzle design, really crazy, out there, like nothing that's ever been seen before. It wasn't even really all that complicated. You just walked from room to room, picking up the chocolate and pulling the levers and moving through the portals. But the way it had the camera flip and turn and twist and just disorient you was really, really clever and created some really cool puzzle, visual design that the puzzle would not have had otherwise. Really, really cool use of some strange ideas, and I really liked it. The final puzzle was a very fun little maths puzzle where you simply had to figure out what combination of the liquid in a bottle would create a certain number. And it was very fun just getting to toy around with that, work out them in my head. I'm not even a big math fan, but it was done in such a way that it was enjoyable while still being at least a little bit challenging. None of these puzzles were really intended to be, super hard. It's a holiday event, it's open for everybody, and everybody's expected to be able to somehow finish it. But yeah, just those 4 puzzles were really enjoyable, and then you hop down to the bottom and you do a sneak puzzle, which was executed really solidly. It's funny, too, because a previous Sliske quest, Dishonor Among Thieves, had another stealth section in it that was very buggy and wasn't received very well. I personally enjoyed it because I didn't run into a lot of the bugs that others did, but I can see how insanely frustrating that would be. And this one was a lot lighter on the stealth aspects and just simply required you to watch where the NPCs moved. It was very similar to the Sorceress's Garden minigame, except you actually had a way to deal with the NPCs patrolling. Some great puns in the quest with the white chocolate turning the people into actual Sliske whites. That was a really great and kind of funny moment when he revealed the big plot twist, naming the cow after our character and kind of teasing us about it the whole time. Really, really enjoyable stuff. I absolutely loved the use of the bauble barrows all throughout the quest as the Oompa Loompa types. The song was really good, too. I wish it unlocked. I don't understand at all why it doesn't unlock in the music player, honestly. But that was very fun, very clever. I honestly wish the rest of the quest had been voiced, mini-quest, but I understand that would probably add to the budget a lot higher than it should have been. Rewards-wise, I've been seeing a lot of people throwing a bit of a hissy fit over these, but it's a holiday event. Like, what do you expect? The Gobstopper's a cute little reward. I do think it could use some improvements with the color effect, because it's a bunch of spam clicking just to turn a color for half a second, and it'd be nicer if we were able to select a color or something. But the additional butterflies being added is, quite nice. You get 5 more butterflies, which is up to like 10,000 more XP per day. It's not huge, but it's something. The invention items were quite nice. You know, some of those components aren't exactly cheap to get, especially base parts, with the price of, you know, all items that can be disassembled at this point. So it was nice to just get some extra parts, and that slider puzzle for the second one was just a monster. It wasn't actually all that difficult, but it just took everything we knew about slider puzzles and very pleasantly flipped it on its head, forced you to change where your normal endpoint is, and forced you to really pay attention to where the water was flowing through it. It was almost a shame that the upper half of it was already complete for you, but I could understand that being a little too difficult if it hadn't been, and you may not have gotten the idea that the water, or whatever the color was, needed to flow through if it hadn't initially been that way. Just a very cool design, and that's the sort of thing that I would love to see integrated into things like Elite, you know, clue scrolls, because Elites are just no emote hards at this point, because Celtic knots aren't that hard, they're just trial and error, and the slider puzzles are just basic slider puzzles. It'd be nice to see some harder puzzle variants, or at least more interesting puzzle variants, integrated into content like Elites. All in all, this event was just a really good showcase of some fun puzzles, some funny dialogue, and some interesting concepts that popped up here and there. Some were repeats and some were a little more fresh. Good content. Really, really happy to see that Jagex is going back to that classic style of events where it's, you know, a quick storyline, half hour, maybe less long, with some puzzles, fun dialogue, and just a cool story, instead of those grindy events like the Amasket vs. Zaclarin event last Halloween. So with that in mind, I really hope that trend continues. Please make the Broken Home sequel, ninjas, or whoever's doing Halloween. And yeah, that's my thoughts on the Easter event. Great work, Jagex. Keep it up. Keep doing this sort of thing. Make it quality. Thanks so much for putting out something so great. And thank you for listening to my ramble on this content. I hope you enjoyed it too, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments. Thanks for listening. I'm Amasket, and have a good one.